Do you remember Yao Han?
Yes, remotely, remotely. When I was a little kid,
Yeah, I think that was the era when we were little kids. What are the other older departmental stores?
There is OG.
Yes.
OG, the one that my mother will go to. I think still today, from time to time she will still go down.
Yeah. But I think the interesting one was Sogo.
That was with the launch of Raffles City.
Yeah.
It was first time we see a Japanese departmental store.
Correct. And that was the main draw for people in the 90s, I think. Now I think we are all reminiscent about this departmental store because in the news, I don't know whether you've seen Isetan, another big departmental store.
Yes.
At least the Tampines Mall branch, they're closing down end of the week. What happened to departmental store? Why one is dying after another, and I think in another 5 years' time, maybe we won't see a single departmental store.
I think so. I think it's losing its relevance, and not to forget Robinsons.
Yeah.
Robinsons was at one stage pretty popular and in a way quite premium in that sense, but it also didn't escape the fate of closing down.
So there must be an appeal to departmental stores in the 80s and 90s, right? Why people go there? What do you think the reason was?
I think back then we don't have a lot of places to shop. I mean, we grow up. Our parents' generation were stripped more like shop houses.
Yeah.
And each shop houses had got different items, and department store give you an array and choices in different categories. So there's household goods, there's clothing, there's shoes, accessories, electronics, and all this.
It's almost like a one-stop shop.
Yeah, it's a kind of one-stop shop. And one of the reasons why people want to go to a place to shop is they can do everything at one go. And it was also an experience thing. It's just kind of air-conditioned shopping area versus what you have in shop houses, right? And so that was the appeal. But the thing is, the challenge for a departmental store is you have limited floor space. So only certain areas are allocated, let's say for electronics or for luggages or for household goods. And buying becomes a challenge because you're going to make sure that the right kind of assortments appeal to the right kind of customer. And people have varied needs.
Yeah.
Right. And so after a while, we started to go outside for choices. And that's probably one of the appeal why people are going to buy things online.
Yeah, because you have unlimited shop space online.
Yes, correct.
Yes. What was your first foray of buying things online?
Actually, as early as 1997. Okay, now I'm really reviewing my age.
97?
Yes.
Online?
I bought my first book from Amazon.
Wow.
Because back then we have physical bookstore, but I was able to get books that I can't find in the local bookstores. So it is really a case of choice at play, right? So I get to choose, I have access to really an array of books and can actually get them. And I bought quite a few as well. And I was also, for the same reason, quite adventurous in that sense. I even, together with my colleagues, we bought things through catalogs, like really apparel catalogs, like Victoria's Secret, LL Bean, and things like this, right? We were buying, and using the fax, we put our order forms and fax it across. The machine that has got a wax paper. And so it was very experienced because I can buy brands that I can't get in Singapore. That was before Victoria's Secret and all those come into Singapore.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So for me,
what about you?
Yeah, so for me, the first thing, if I remember correctly, that I bought online was actually DVDs. I didn't start in the 90s, but it was more, in the early 2000s. When internet was more prevalent then, it's easier to use. And so I remember buying my first DVDs from eBay. And the reason is exactly what you said, because I cannot find those titles in Singapore, right? So I bought them directly from eBay. And sometimes they have this Thanksgiving sale or Black Friday sale. Then, the DVD's titles were a lot cheaper. And yes, so now I remember, it was because of, it was also because of the price, the lower price tag online. And it makes no sense for me to buy something more expensive here if I can get, something online at half the price.
Correct. Yeah. So choices is one of the trigger, and prices definitely, and that's probably the reason why these days, with the early emergence of like the G market and Q10, remember, they were selling things at really good prices, and that actually caused people to go out and try them. And mostly, you notice the early part of the e-commerce era, what was popular were all the non-food products, more like electronics, household stuff, things that you have to ingest or have to wear close to your skin. You will probably think twice about buying without trying and testing out. But I think over time, as people get used to that, and as internet become more prevalent and bandwidth is better, people are going online now to buy a lot more stuff.
Yeah. So the concept of a departmental store, during our era is that we go there and buy our clothes from there. Why? Because we can touch and feel, and we can try on the clothes to make sure it's our size. But my daughter, who is a teenager now, she doesn't believe in going to a retail store to buy clothes anymore, because what a dress costs in a shop, which is like $70-$80, right? She can buy 10 pieces online. Even if it's from China and the quality is questionable, right? It doesn't matter to her, because at $6, $7 per piece, if it tears, she can just easily buy another one.
Exactly. Yeah. So this is about risk, right? So when you're trying something new, there's always a risk involved in making the decision. If the cost is something that you can stomach, the risk become lower, and you're more basically adventurous to try new things. So this is also one of the reasons why it grew very, very fast. Another reason why people buy online more now is also the case of delivery costs, like fulfillment, right? It is a lot more easy. I mean, it took me a while to understand how did people like Taobao and Shopee are able to deliver at such a low delivery cost, right? And they have got their logistic formula figured out.
I see.
Right? And that also reduced the barriers for buying. In fact, when I was in the retail business, we were selling things on the retail outlets, and at the same time we were going through e-commerce. One of the concern and barriers for people buying things online was the high delivery cost.
Exactly. I remember there was a time when delivery charge could be higher than the product itself.
Yes.
Yeah, and nowadays it's like people don't like bat an eyelid, because it's at the most $1.99 or even free.
Correct.
Yeah. So that really lowered the resistance of people going online. And with the I would say emergence, with like delivery services available everywhere, what used to be a thing that didn't happen, which is delivery of groceries, now we are seeing just about everybody buying groceries from FairPrice, from whatever, Red Mart.
Yes.
Yeah. So really, like brick and mortar retail space is becoming a thing of the past.
Correct. And the thing is, I think they are able to do that now because they got more things figured out. It used to be that they were able to just, they're more comfortable delivering non-food items, and then they have to figure out the fresh food and frozen item as well. So it's the cold chain management, but they got it figured out, I think in the mid-2010. And with, I think, rise of Red Mart and all those, more assortments are now available online, and now you can basically buy anything. And now actually for grocery, you don't need to go to a branded retailers. You can just buy one items, like for example instant noodles. You can just buy online on Shopee.
Exactly.
Right? And the choices are now a lot more varied and becoming increasingly crowded and challenging for sellers.
Yeah. So I mean, we have talked about the trend of how consumers like us do our shopping. From a time where we can only go to a departmental store to now we can buy just about everything out there online. But from the seller's perspective, how was the trend like for them? Was it like intuitive for them to just go from a brick and mortar shop to bring all their wares online? Was it so easy?
I think it was not easy. First, they need to figure out the logistic bit. It's like how are they going to deliver?
Yep.
And can they maintain the quality of the product, especially when you're talking about food items during the delivery journey and fulfillment, and the cost, managing the cost. I remember the time when we're looking at retail, grocery retails, the cost of delivery was really high. Even we charge a nominal delivery fee, you are basically subsidizing the delivery cost, and it was very, very challenging. And so, logistics one consideration. The product quality upon delivery is a consideration, and then there was also the question of picking, right? So picking when you have a warehouse at a fixed location and you have to pick to send to a distant location, there is also the cost in terms of the mileage and everything that you have to go. So that's one of the considerations that people will go through. The other one is in the case of for people who are manufacturer, the CPG suppliers, like the Nestle or the Unilever of this world, they do the manufacturing, and they want to, past conventionally work through retailers to sell the products.
Right.
In the mid-2010, there were already interest among some of these CPG players to see how they can activate e-commerce and selling direct to customer. So today, I would say direct to customer channel is one of the essential strategies in their distribution plan, right? Why? The appeal, number one, is there is the cost saving instead of going to middleman. Right? So the margin is a lot higher. Two is really the opportunity to build relationship, to get to have direct contact with the final customers. And so either they are building their own e-commerce site, their own platform, or they're leveraging e-commerce platform like Shopee, Lazada, to reach out to end consumers.
Okay, so you brought out Lazada, Shopee. Okay, so I think the bigger manufacturers, they would have the means to create an online store and sell direct. But for the smaller sellers, most of them don't have this means. I mean, they can build an online store, but who knows about them, right? So they will leverage on platforms like Shopee, Lazada to sell.
Or even Shopify, right?
Or even Shopify.
Yeah, to set up an online store is pretty easy.
But there is a challenge that they are facing now, which is the platform fees that they have to pay. And increasingly, what we are seeing on the news is that their profit margins are thinning. Yeah, because fees are getting higher, there's more competition, and with the recent, tariff wars, right? Imports get a lot more expensive.
Correct.
And those are eating into their margins.
Correct.
So I think we are coming to a different era now where sellers need to think about doing something different. I'll give you an example. I mean, lately I saw on TikTok of this online retailer. He sells, he's a very small retailer, and he sells tactical wear, the vests, the walking sticks, the night lights for those people going trekking. So he sells quality. He has been selling this since like 10, 15 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the videos that I see him putting out is one of lamenting about how difficult his journey is. It's not about going online anymore. He's saying that, for the past few years, goods are being moved slower, less people are buying from him, even though more people knows about his shop.
Right.
And his profits are thinning. And he even mentioned that during COVID, he actually thrived because he's an online store, right? But the problem is not enough people are buying from him, and so he had to resort to taking up quite a bit of a temporary bridging loan. And today he needs to pay off those loans.
Right.
and it's getting increasingly difficult.
Right.
And so lately, when he attends a SkillsFuture workshop, his peers among the workshop is advising him, perhaps don't do this business anymore. The reason is because he has been doing an e-commerce business where he buys stuff from the States, from Canada, and then he stores them in a warehouse before selling them out. So his peers is advising him to just forget about e-commerce nowadays, go into a drop shipping model where it is less risky and cash flow is better. And also another advice that they gave him is to go for pre-orders, where you don't get the goods first, you get a certain number of orders first before you buy the goods from other markets such as China. Yeah. So do you see that there is this transition of e-commerce business into drop shipping into something else lately?
I mean, definitely there's a transition, and there's a reason why there's a transition. From the example that you figured, the illustration just now, I think there are a few potential points of potential pivots that can happen, right? Number one is you mentioned he's keeping inventory.
Yep.
So inventory costs can add up when you don't have enough demands for that, and those are become a liability for your business, right? So which is why I think the idea of the pre-order thing makes a lot of sense, because you get order, you have confirmed demands, and then you went to source for it. I remember back in the late 90s when Dell was first available in Singapore. I mean, their model, they were one of the pioneers in this area. You order in computers, and then they start building.
In the 90s? They
start building. The factory will start building, and they managed cost in such a way, there's very smart way that even for the parts from the suppliers, only cross the warehouse when the order is being made and is charged. So they don't hold any inventory in the sense. It's just immediately they build. So it is about being inventory like and asset like in a sense. Right? So that's one cost. The other one is in the case of demands. So what this case study that you mentioned here is this person basically curate different items, right? And then he sell it. And obviously during the COVID period, nobody has anywhere to go to. People were going hiking in the forest, right? So the demand is there and people will buy. But over time, people also discovering that you can buy from different countries, especially when after COVID has cooled down, logistics become active again, they could get the same kind of material from different countries. Right? And so that also became a competition for him. Right? And then there's also the questions of now people have a lot. So we talk about different options, right? So that's probably one of the reasons why he's struggling. And yes, dropshipping is definitely one of the way to go. It is attractive because you don't hold the inventory. You are basically as a seller, you are just the facilitator. You curate, right? You curate which suppliers you want to work with, and then you do the fulfillment. They take the risk. The risk of fulfillment is not with you. The cost of inventory is not with you, and it's a very asset-light model. And that makes a lot of sense when it comes to value chain. Yeah, you can control that.
Yeah, but dropshipping isn't new. It has been around for 10, 12 years already. So what is a more recent trend I see is things like TikTok Shop.
Correct.
People selling live.
Correct.
Is it a different model altogether?
Correct. It's basically, I think this is also one example of social commerce, right? So
social commerce.
And why TikTok Shop it's popular because it's people talking about contextually how the product's being used, and they are not just selling products, they're also showing you how it can be applied in your life. Right? And so that help to add stories and help context and help you to imagine how it was like for you to own the products. And that's become popular as well. In fact, a lot of I've known people who have run TikTok Shop for last 2 to 3 years, make a lot of money from them. And it allows them as seller to basically tap onto multiple products, right? So that has been developed by manufacturers. And so it works both ways, right? So for the seller who are owning the TikTok shop, they are able to tap onto different products and get delivered directly. They don't hold the inventory. And for manufacturer who has a product, they can leverage this TikTok shop sellers to basically, be their extended marketing force. And so it works both ways in that sense.
So this goes beyond, one step beyond dropshipping. Is like affiliate selling, right?
It's affiliate selling in a sense, but dropshipping is what both is similar between both is that they are basically enabling a very light model.
So what's next for the seller? They have evolved beyond selling in a physical shop to bringing their goods online, but they still keep an inventory for it, to drop shipping, and then to now, affiliate selling and do it live, simply and easily. Anybody can do it using a phone. So the way I see it, the trend has become not so much of should you go online, because everybody is online now. You have to be. Exactly. So if you're not online, you are already behind.
Correct.
But the problem now, the question to ask now, if I'm a seller, is that it's not should I go online, it's what can I do online to differentiate myself, to stand out?
Correct. Yeah. So you are right to say there's a need to differentiate. We are as consumer, we are spoiled for choice.
Yeah.
Right. You're just going to Taobao, there's like multiple shops just to sell bags or only items that you have, and you can compare prices. You have accessibility of different options, 15 different colors of bags for the same bags, right? And so all these earlier benefits that why people are going online are all manifesting right now. So the challenge then for the seller is how to stand out, and you are basically operating in the sea of sameness. Sometimes the same product is being sold by multiple sellers.
Exactly.
So in order for you to stand out and differentiate yourself, there are a few things that you need to do. One is really what makes you, when people buy from A instead of B, right? It is this thing called brand equity, right? So it's about brand equity. Essentially is where people, it has got different parameters dimension. It's why people would choose me over others. Would I recommend this brand? Would I travel a long distance to buy this brand? Right? Would I buy this brand again? Right? So these are brand equities. It's about brand love. How much I love this brand. And you want to talk about brand, you've got to go beyond products. Right? So is this brand meaningful for you?
Yep.
Do they warrant my trust that I will pay maybe $1 more just to buy from you? Right? And one of those contributors are, for example, customer review. When you buy, you look at customer review between store A and store B, which one has got more, and you say, okay, this helped to build trust for me. So building brand equity is key. And one of the reasons why it is important for like physical retail shop to have sometimes multiple shop or some shop fronts is people can see them beyond online.
Yep.
They can go in and experience. So it's about brand equity and also being able to deliver experience. So I wouldn't say totally remove the physical store. There's still merits. People still want to go in and touch and feel and experience. So the role of physical retail store has now evolved and changed. And you sort of, if you're just a store that's just a transactional purpose of just selling products, it may not be sustainable all the time because people can get options. So in order for you to stand out online, you need to make sure you build that brand equity. And this is something that you are very strong at, right? So it's about telling the brand stories and building trust.
You're right. I mean, there was a time when you talk about brand identity, people associate it with the company, the products. But today, increasingly, when we talk about brand identity, it can be the person behind the company as well.
Right.
So that person who can be a TikTok shop seller who is selling different wares, where is the brand identity? Where is the brand equity? Is him or her? So for us, we have been helping small business owners create their brand identity, not so much of what the company is about. Because if you are a car dealer, you are a car dealer.
Right.
But if you are the boss of that car dealership, or even the lead sales manager in that car dealer who is different on social media, people will want to, watch your videos and eventually buy from you. So we are helping small businesses in that sense to create a brand identity that helps them stand out. Yeah, and we have been doing this for years already through social media and stuff.
Yeah.
But for yourself, Christina, how are you able to help small businesses who, we're not even talking about bringing them online, so assuming that they are fully on board already, and how can they differentiate themselves, how can they stand out in the sea of online retailers that are in their same space in industries?
I will still also go on to brand equity, really helping them to identify what would potentially make them stand out and really what kind of story they would tell about their brands. And sometimes it's about value. Sometimes the sweet spot, you have to create a sweet spot between what your brand believes and what the customer believes, and when you overlap, that's a sweet spot, right? And so finding that. So I do that quite a bit actually with brands, with companies. And so really helping to tell their stories and finding out what is the value proposition. So it's defining that value propositions that make you relevant and meaningful to whoever's going to buy from you, right? And really the space that you can be in, so that you're not just a product seller, but you are value deliverable. So you deliver the value rather than you're just delivering products. That's one area. Another area is really in the case of outreach, right? So who are the customer? How do you reach out to the right kind of customers? And how do you actually build relationship with customers? And the merits of, for example, the D2C thing is you will know exactly who is buying from you, what their profile is. Can you build a community around it, right? So it is about trying to pivot, or rather expand the views, right, from just paying blindly to get audience. You go onto Facebook, you go into Google, so you go into some of these Shopees and Lazada because they have got an audience and you pay to be listed on it. Yes, for a start, it helps because it allows you to reach out to a wider group of people. But as more get to know about your brand and buy from you, can you then invite them into your world? And this is about the whole idea of building your own audience, right? And then as a community, they can be cultivated to be your advocates. They can buy from you again. They may even refer your products or your brand to some other people. So these are the two main areas that I can come into. Basically help to cultivate your customer lifetime value, right? So that they don't just buy one-off. So I remember working on a case where it was a physical retailer. She's doing very well as a jewelry designer. And she was at the start of the COVID, and she was contemplating, I have got a space in Orchard Road, and I have some customers who are walk-in and some customers who are higher value, higher touch customers. And this is where I actually work together with her to see, okay, how can you convert some of your physical experience to be available in a lighter model? You still have high touch, but how do you codify that, right? And transition into an omni-channel platform.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess what we do is pretty complementary. You help them find a brand equity, and then ultimately create a community so that they don't need to do paid advertising, for example. It's easier to sell.
You probably still do it, but not totally rely on that.
Yeah, okay. And this community is essentially, like their referrals. They can spread good things about them.
Right.
What I can do is through the use of social media to amplify the brand message, the brand identity, the brand equity, and at the same time leveraging social media to build the community.
Definitely.
Because that's one of the best platforms to build communities.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, I think it's good that we reminisce, like going down memory lane to talk about departmental stores, to now how businesses, they already need to be online if they are not already, to essentially what is the first step they need to do today when they go online.
Definitely.
Yeah. Nice chatting with you today.
Yeah, it was good.